نحمده ونستعين به ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. All praise be to Allah, the King of the world, the Master of the Day of Judgment. I bear witness no one is worthy of worship but Allah Azza wa Jal. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the last and greatest messenger, was sent to mankind to bring them out of the darkness of this world to the light of this world and the hereafter, and from the injustices of religions to the justice of Islam. Inna ad-deena inda Allah al-Islam. My beloved brothers and sisters in Islam, Allah Azza wa Jal revealed the Quran not to make us suffer, rather to make us happy and to make us optimistic. يقول الله عز وجل في سورة يونس: يا أيها الناس قد جاءتكم موعظة من ربكم وشفاء لما في الصدور وهدى ورحمة للمؤمنين قل بفضل الله وبرحمته فبذلك فليفرحوا هو خير مما يجمعون. Allah Azza wa Jal, as He says, He sent the Quran as a guide, as a guidance of how to live. They can tell you to live the way you want, or rather the way they want. If you look in the world we live in today, people really think they live the way they want. But in reality, they live the way they want. Not them, but they, who told them that you can live the way you want. They are the ones who set the laws. And they are the ones who tell you what you can and what you can't do. And they are the ones who introduce things to you. And they are the ones who brainwash you. And they are the ones who shove their agendas down your throat. And all you can say, سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا, we hear and we obey. And at the end of the day, they have convinced you that you're living according to your freedom and the way you want. But actually, you are not making a choice. You are not making a choice. You are being dragged into it. You are being sucked into it. Islam and the Quran came to change that. The book of Allah Azza wa Jal, the Quran, tells you to live the way that is best for you. The way that is best for you. And who would know what's best for you better than the one who created you? Who will know what's best for you better than the one who created you? Not the one who never suffered the same things that you're suffering from. Not the one who writes the laws and the one who drive them in and the one who apply them is the one who gonna live the way you're living. So when He puts the laws, He's not feeling you. But as natural as it's expected, He's gonna put the laws that suits Him and serves His own agendas. So at the end of the day, you are living in a frame that someone else made for you. Someone else made for you. Quran wants you to break out of that frame. Quran wants you to have your own individual frame. Quran wants you to live in a way that guarantees success and happiness for you. And Allah Azza wa Jal is the one who instructs. The one who created you and me. And the one who created them. And the one who created the heavens and the earth is the one who has the right to tell you how to live. Because at the end of the day, He's the one who knows what's best for you. Better than yourself. Because when you live to yourself, you live their way. When you were left to yourself, you lived their way. But Islam wants to take you out of that. A fair example, if you look at what's out there, you find at the end of the day it's very stressful. Very stressful. With all the things that they put and they enforced over you and they coerced you, you find that your life is very stressful. Who doesn't complain? Who's not having hard time to survive? In every aspect, financially, socially, in every aspect you think about it, they have created a life or a way of life for you to suffer. For you to suffer. Some of us work 60 and 70 and 80 hours a week to make ends meet. Just to break even. Just to survive. They made them believe that they are here for that. So the day he cannot do that, he despairs and he loses it. They made you a slave to work. They made you lose sense of your purpose, why you're here. We as Muslims, the Quran tells us that we are here to worship Allah. This purpose never changes. This purpose never changes because Allah Azza wa Jal has the superpower and He is subhanahu wa ta'ala independent of all factors. So He's not going to change. So your purpose is not going to change. Any other God that they convince you to adopt and to worship changes. As a result, your purpose changes, thus you're confused. You're confused. So when you are with one God, you got the peace of mind. You're focused. You will always do the right thing, or at least most of the time. You will always try your best. Islam comes and Quran comes to teach optimism, to make you optimistic rather than desperate, rather than cynical, rather than mutasha'im. Islam and Quran tells you to be optimistic, tells you to be hopeful of Allah. Let's take another actual example. You took a mortgage. The issue is not halal or haram now. Someone will say, oh, haram. You took a mortgage and you cannot pay. Will you ever, with the system we live in, will you ever wake up one day that you are very optimistic that the bank gonna call you and tell you, don't worry about it, we forgive you your loan? It will be a joke. That will never happen. Will never happen. That is when you took their way. When you take the way of Allah Azza wa Jal, completely different story. Abdullah, if you, as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says in Hadith al-Quds, if you commit aggression against Allah. That will fill the heavens and the earth. And on the day of judgment you come to Allah with it. But you come to Him that you have not worshipped someone else along with Him, He will forgive you and it will mean nothing to you. These people will forgive you 10,000 bucks. They will forgive you a mortgage. La. Allah does. Because Allah wants you to live a very optimistic life. Because Allah who created you knows that if you give up inside, you're gone. You're lost. Allah Azza wa Jal wants your heart always to be connected up there. Once it's connected down here, it's lost. It's different nature. Will not mix. So will always be in struggle. The heart and the soul, different nature than the dirt and the materialistic. So when you try to bring the soul and the heart that is made of one thing and try to mix it with the dirt, you're lost. Doesn't mix. So always gonna be repulsion and suffering and struggling. But when you connect it with where it comes from and with the homogeneous things in relation, it will blend and it will reach peace. It will reach peace. If you put dirt in water, will it ever mix? You can mix it as much as you want. First you're gonna get the water dirty, and second, if it settles, the dirt on the bottom and the water on top. Always you're seeking what connects you. You're trying to go back to where you come from with your soul. And your body, the physical, wants to go back to where it came from, which is the dirt. And you choose up or down. Throne or dirt. The throne of Allah or the dirt of the land. You choose. شوف قال الله عز وجل in Surah Al-Naml, a whole chapter in the Quran called the ants. The ants. You ask anyone, what is the smallest thing? They might tell you ants. The smallest animal, ants. Ants. Why a whole chapter in the book of Allah, the magnificent, the supreme, called ants? He subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to tell you that it's not about the size. It's not about how much you got. It's not about how big you are. It's not about how huge you are. It's not about who you are. It's about what you have in your heart. Allah starts the surah with طاسين تلك آيات القرآن والكتاب المبين هدى وبشرى مؤمن هدى وبشرى بشرى. This is the Quran and this is the ayat of the Quran. Huda, guidance, and bushra, good news. The ayat of the Quran bring what? Huda, good news. Few verses later, few ayat, we come to the ants. Sulaiman alayhi salam, King Solomon, Allah Azza wa Jal gave him so much power. فيقول الله عز وجل وحشر لسليمان جنوده من الجن والإنس والطير فهم يوزعون. He's checking those under his responsibility. Checking those whom he's in charge of. Checking those whom he has to answer about. Not 50,000 soldiers getting paid and they don't even exist. As you all heard in Iraq. He's checking his soldiers and his armies from the people and from the jinn and from the birds. Told you Allah Azza wa Jal utilized everything. Allah Azza wa Jal, next ayah, حتى إذا أتوا على واد النمل قالت نملة يا أيها النمل ادخلوا مساكنكم لا يحطمنكم سليمان وجنوده وهم لا يشعرون. The story goes, Sulaiman alayhi salam marching with his big armies. So they come to a land or a valley. That valley, ants live in there. So the very first ant recognized the army, screamed at its people, if I could use that term, at the ants that she belongs to. She screamed loud at her nation that she belongs to. She said, Ya ayyuhan naml, Ya, called them. Ayyuha, indicated an-naml, to get their attention. Oh, ants. She didn't just make the statement, the warning, because they might not understand it's to them. Specific, Ya ayyuhan naml, udkhulu masakin. Enter your holes. Enter into your holes and into your homes. فأمرت لا يحطمنكم سليمان وجنود. So you will not be destroyed by Solomon and his armies. عللت, بينت, وهم لا يشعرون. While they don't feel even you exist. Army, you're going to pay attention to ants? They don't even see you. وهم لا يشعرون. She justified. She made excuse for Sulaiman. فهذه نملة يا عبد الله لما رأت الخطر حادق في أمتها, didn't say let me run away with my family and be safe. ما قالت أنا وبنائي وبنات وزوجتي ويلا نهرب. لا. She was concerned about her nation. An ant, she took the risk to call and to warn and to justify and to make excuses. All that takes time. Where she could have said, as long as I'm happy, my family is happy, I don't care about anything else. Ya Abdullah, can't you learn from an ant? Can't you learn from an ant? You live your life day and night, in and out. You haven't done anything to your people. That's if you're doing anything to yourself, or you're doing any justice to yourself. And you go to sleep, no problem. An ant, she wasn't pessimistic. She wasn't cynical to say, what can we do with this? Put her head in the dirt with Allah, waiting for her death. La. An ant doesn't do that. But a lot of us do that. A lot of us do that. An ant is being positive. إيجابية متفائلة. ظنت في نفسها أنها تنقذ أمة. She can save an ummah. She believed, this ant, that she can save a nation. And she did. She did. What any one of us have done to save a nation? Abdullah, an ayah later, Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned to us the story of al-hudhud, the hoopoe, the bird. Sulaiman again, checking his arm. قال ما لي لا أرى الهدهد. Where is al-hudhud? Where is the bird? أم كان من الغائبين. He's being absent today. لأعذبنه عذابا شديدا أو لأذبحنه أو ليأتيني بسلطان مبين. Today is a day of fight, and he's not here. A soldier is not here. The soldier is not here in the lines. I will punish him. Or maybe I will kill him. Unless he comes to me with a very legit excuse. Kill him. Why would you kill him? This is a day of a fight. This is a day of war. There is no excuse to give up your nation so you can be doing your own stuff. There's no space for that. There is no break here. We all go together, or we all survive together. It's not time to betray. It's not time to fool the people. It's not time to be worried about your personal issues when it's a time of a nation. فلبث غير بعيد. So in a little time, the bird shows up. Where was he? On a vacation? He was enjoying his time. He was taking care of his family. No. This is a member of a nation who did not rest until he made sure that his job is being fulfilled. How many of us failed their jobs? Failed to fulfill their minimum obligations at their work? This bird, he knew that he has a duty. He heard, and they are in Palestine. Sulaiman was in Palestine. Sulaiman was Muslim. He heard this bird that there are people who worship the sun in Yemen. So he didn't rest. He didn't say, "Wallah, I'm getting my paycheck at the end of the month. I don't need to worry about anything. Let them worship the sun, let them worship the moon, let them do whatever." La. He knew he has a mission and purpose in this world other than collecting his paycheck. قال أحطت بما لم تحط به وجئتك من سبأ بنبأ يقين. The bird now, he wants to bring his case. He said, "I know what you didn't know." And all knowledge is only to Allah. He tells Sulaiman, "With all the power you have, I know something you don't know. And I came to you from Sheba, from the kingdom of Sheba in Yemen, with a very authentic news. إني وجدت امرأة تملكهم وأوتيت من كل شيء ولها عرش عظيم." I found a woman who's a queen, and she has everything. طبعا everything that a queen could have. Not everything. And she has a great throne. وجدتها وقوم. That's not the problem. وجدتها وقومها يسجدون للشمس من دون الله. I found her, and the people behind her who follow her worship the sun, not Allah. That is the qadiyya. That is the issue. That is what you live for. And you start with yourself. Am I living for this? For La ilaha illallah. وجدتها وقومها يسجدون للشمس من دون الله وزين لهم الشيطان أعمالهم. And the shaitan made them think what they're doing is great. فهم لا يهتدون. فضلهم عن السبيل فهم لا يهتدون. It's guided them off the path. They cannot be guided. And what guided to what? ألا يسجدوا لله الذي يخرج الخبأ في السماوات والأرض ويعلم ما تخفون وما تعلنون. الله لا إله إلا هو رب العرش. The shaitan deceived them. They made them worship other than Allah, why they were created. Right? They didn't say, I have nothing to do with them. Abdullah, we have people not worried about next continent. We have people not worried about their own family. We have parents who do not worry about their own children. They worship Allah or not, they pray or not. We have people who don't worry about themselves, Abdullah. He doesn't care, he prayed or he didn't pray. This is an ant. And this is a bird. Where are you? Where are you? Be optimistic. And always believe. Allah, shuf, and Allah talked about the ant. He didn't say the ant. He didn't say قالت النملة. He didn't say the ant. You might think the queen, or the prime minister, or the president. Allah said نملة. A ant. A ant. يعني any ant. Any ant. Not a powerful ant. Not someone who got power and authority. Any ant. Just any ant. She felt the responsibility to her nation, to her ummah. Any ant. So do not underestimate yourself. Don't say, who am I? Oh, I don't have knowledge. Oh, I don't know how to read Quran. Oh, I don't know. Anyone can make a difference. Any one of us can make a difference. From the child to the kahf, wal ajuz. Any one of us can make a difference. Do not ever underestimate yourself and underestimate the power you can contribute. This ant acted as intelligence service. That's what intelligence services do. They make sure the well-being and the best affairs of the people they're in charge of. That's why I or CIA do. Learn from an ant. Learn from a bird. They always search for what's best for their people. نسأل الله أن يفك أسرى المأسورين. Learn. Be positive. And do not underestimate yourself or your power or what you can do. Allah is Allah. You, what needs the help? And Allah gives you the chance. Allah gives you the chance. If Allah was to punish people for their mistakes and for their disobedience to Him, Wallahi, ya Wallah, if Allah was to treat us like any law on earth, we all would be destroyed. You speeding, you get caught by a cop. What is the chance he'll let you go? You sin and commit haram day and night, and he will let you. If he was to punish you, he will destroy. But he lets you day in, day out. Day in, day out. And he tells you, come back to me. I will forgive. هذا رب يعبد. Isn't this God deserves to be worshipped? But we choose to go somewhere else. قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فيجب المستغفرين استغفر. الحمد لله الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله وأصلي وأسلم على خير هادي المبعوث رحمة للعالمين محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. It's not only this deen wants to give you hope, this religion not only wants to give you hope, and it's not only Allah who wants to give you hope, but the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam followed them. His sunnah mashhuna and full of situations of giving hope. وأشهرها and most famous is in the day of Al-Khandaq, battle of Al-Khandaq, the trench, الأحزاب, where you have the Muslim nation surrounded by 10,000 soldiers of the enemies who want to have one point or one goal, to destroy everyone. So while they're building that trench, كما يقول سلمان رضي الله عنه كما ذكر ابن إسحاق, while they're building that trench or that خندق, اعترضتهم صخر, big boulder, big rock they could not break. They called the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he sallallahu alaihi wasallam goes down, goes with the axe. First shot, a light comes out. Then second, a light comes out. Third, a light comes out. So Sulaiman or Salman al-Farisi radiyallahu anhu tells the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, what was that light? He said, and you saw it. You saw the light. He said, I saw the light. فقال, شوف, just imagine the situation. Look how governments today in the world, how they, with any small thing, any small thing, they scare their people. Look how the Prophet said. Look how a messenger of Allah deals with things. Look at someone who doesn't have personal agendas. Look at someone who لا أسألكم من أجر. I'm not here asking you to pay me. Look at the difference between atrocities and governments and dictatorships who go with any smallest thing to freak out the people, to scare them, to frighten them, and to frighten them. Yalla. Little snow comes, they scare the people. Little rain, they scare the people. Look what happens when they tell you there's a hurricane. Go to Publix, go to Winn-Dixie, go on the street, people going crazy. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا قال الرجل هلك الناس فهو أهلكهم وفي رواية فهو أهلكهم. If the man says that people destroyed, then he's the one who destroyed. Or he's the one of the most destroyed amongst them. أهلكهم أو أهلكهم. Insan, Muslim must be optimistic. Doesn't matter how dark it gets, there is always light. The Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells him, you saw the light? He said, yeah. What was that? He said, the first light. Allah Azza wa Jal, show me how Islam will reach Yemen. We'll take over Yemen in the south. The second light, Allah show me how we will take over Sham wal Maghrib, the west side. The third light, Allah showed me how we take over Al-Mashriq, the east side. Did it happen? It happened. It had. قال أبو هريرة والله ما تفتح أرض. You do not open or conquer a land. But Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was given the keys for it before. In a time where they were scared and cold and the enemies surrounding them, he's promising them these things. That is Deen al-Islam. Abdullah, it doesn't matter what you've done in your life. Whatever you've done, how wrong you went, you killed 1 million people. As long as you're breathing, and as long as your soul is not leaving, you can repent to your Lord and He will accept you. Why? Because He subhanahu wa ta'ala bigger than what you've done. شوف تقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لو كانت الدنيا تساوي عند الله جناح بعوضة ما شرب منها كافر شربة ماء. He صلى الله عليه وسلم said, if the dunya, this whole universe, this whole world, in the sight of Allah, worth a wing of a fly, of a bike, He would not allow someone who disobeys Him and someone who declares war against Him and someone who worships someone other than Him, He will not allow him to take a sip of water. Why? Why would He allow him? When he lost his purpose. But because this dunya doesn't mean anything to him, he lived it. So imagine this is what he does with someone who worshipped other than him. So imagine with someone who comes to him and say, oh Allah, accept him. Well, how he will treat him. How it? عبد الله يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إن الرجل ليعمل بعمل أهل النار حتى لا يكون بينها وبينه ذراع فيسبق عليه الأجل فيعمل بعمل أهل الجنة فيدخل. That the person will spend his whole life acting in a way that the people of hell act until he's so close to die. Then Allah guides his heart to do the actions of the people of paradise. He dies, he enters the Jannah. Doesn't mean anything to Allah. لو أتيتني بقراب الدنيا خطايا ثم جئتني لا تشرك بي شيئا أتيتك بقرابها مغفرة. If you come to me with the dunya full of sins, but you do not worship someone else with me, then I will come to you with full of the dunya forgiveness. ولا أبالي. Doesn't change anything. My kingdom. Abdullah, if we all sin, if we all do the heinous, most heinous acts, doesn't change the kingdom of Allah. And if we all most righteous and saints, doesn't change the kingdom of Allah. Allah غني عنك وعن عبادتك. Allah independent and doesn't need your worship. When Allah tells you to live this way, it's for your own good. Allah was, and He will continue to be. Allah was before you, and He will be Allah after you. Who's lost? You, if you're not with Him. عبد الله من ربح الله ماذا خسر من خسر الله ماذا ربح. He who has Allah, what did he lose? And he who lost Allah, what did he gain? If you have Allah, قل بفضل الله وبرحمته فبذلك فليفرحوا هو خير مما يجمعون. If you're connected with Allah, if you feel the mercy of Allah in your heart and in your life, these are the reasons for you to be happy. Not because of what you collect, not because of what you have. If you feel happiness in your heart because you're connected with Allah, you're successful. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أذل الشرك والمشركين. اللهم أذل الشرك والمشركين. اللهم أذل الشرك والمشركين. اللهم من أرادنا وأراد ديننا وأمتنا بخير فيسره لكل خير، ومن أرادنا وأراد أمتنا بشر فخذه أخذ عزيز مقتدر. اللهم أرنا فيهم أياما كأيام عاد وثمود. اللهم فك أسر المأسورين، اللهم فك أسر المأسورين، اللهم فك أسر المأسورين. اللهم ردنا إلى ديننا ردا جميلا، اللهم ردنا إلى ديننا ردا جميلا، اللهم ردنا إلى ديننا ردا جميلا. اللهم اجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير، اللهم اجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير، اللهم اجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير، اللهم اجعل الموت راحة لنا من كل شر، اللهم اجعل الموت راحة لنا من كل شر، اللهم اجعل الموت راحة لنا من كل شر. اللهم انصر إخواننا في الشام، اللهم انصر إخواننا في العراق، اللهم انصر إخواننا في اليمن، اللهم انصر إخواننا في فلسطين على اليهود الغاشمين. اللهم عليك بالروافض الملاعين يا رب العالمين. اللهم ردنا إلى ديننا ردا جميلا. اللهم عليك بالصليبيين، اللهم عليك بالصليبيين فإنهم لا يعجزونك. اللهم فك أسر إخواننا بغوانتنامو، اللهم فك أسرهم يا رب العالمين، وفرج ضيقتهم يا رب العالمين، وانصرهم على عدوك وعدونا وعدوهم يا رب العالمين. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي، يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. وأقم الصلاة.